All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus and Daniel Jones. Vikings chatter just heating up. It's hot to touch right now.
It's very hot. You touch it right now, you'll get a blister on your finger, and that hurts. Nothing worse than a blister on the finger. But yeah, we're going to talk about, before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. Danny Dimes wearing purple. Is it going to happen?
Adam Schefter comes out this morning at about 6:30 and says the Baltimore Ravens and Minnesota Vikings are two of the likeliest teams to land free agent Daniel Jones per sources. So Adam Schefter putting it out there. Pretty big deal. And then you got guys like Kevin Seifert. You got other people kind of chiming in as well as why it makes sense, why it could happen. So let's talk about that. Number one, like he's going to clear waivers. Nobody's going to pick him up. Mm-hmm. And what somebody's going to have to pay him, TPP put it out earlier, it's like $390,000. So right out of the gates, he doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything. Definitely from the contract standpoint, that's what I wasn't sure about how that looked with waivers and that. But the thing that gives us some legs is that KLC came out and said a couple weeks ago, I feel like coaching staff teams fail young quarterbacks more than young quarterbacks fail teams, showing and telling us that he believes in what he can do, his system, his ability to coach up these players who do have the talent. I mean, there's a reason Daniel Jones was the 6th overall pick. He has talent.
He should
hasn't panned out. It hasn't panned out. Hasn't panned out in New York. But I think KLC is definitely a coach who thinks he can probably get the most out of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he should have never been that pick. When he was the pick, it was shocking. Everyone's like, are you kidding me? They're taking Daniel Jones. And you know what? He went into a shitty team, the shitty offensive line, shitty. He was pretty much set up to fail. So Daniel Jones has not lived up to anything. We're not saying he's the future quarterback, whatever. But like you said, Kevin O'Connell, Vikings signing him for the rest of the season gives them a little look at Daniel Jones as far as potentially bringing him back next year as the either backup, a guy who competes with J.J. McCarthy, whatever, because we're going to have somebody. I mean, I don't hate it. Daniel Jones has played very bad, but I don't hate this at all.
It's a lot cheaper than sending, Sam Darnold to another $20 million deal for 1 year just to be that, emergency in case J.J. McCarthy's recovery is taking slow as it has. I mean, to me with Daniel Jones, it's some of the decisions he makes, and then the throws are off. So I mean, can KLC fix that? I don't know. Hopefully he can. You got a great system here too. You got a lot of players, but how many different OCs did he have in New York? And my question that I want to bring up, my next point is, what can he teach JJ McCarthy? Like, what can McCarthy learn from him?
I don't care about that. I don't think he's I don't know if I want him to learn anything from Daniel Jones. I want like a backup quarterback. And you know what? Maybe Daniel Jones has been a very stand-up guy through everything with the Giants. So he's got the right attitude that the Vikings definitely look for. But what was I just going to say? He's not going to get paid a ton next year. Vikings would get a comp pick. They sign him and Daniel Jones and go sign somewhere else. We get a comp pick out of that too. It's not saying that's why they're going to sign him. But, I mean, there's definitely reasons to bring him in. He's better than Nick Mullins, whether we want to admit it or not. He's better than Nick Mullins.
He's more talented than Nick Mullins. I'll say that for sure.
All right, that's fair. And we just did it with Sam Darnold. We just brought Sam Darnold in, who has been full-blown poop everywhere he's gone. And guess what? He's having a hell of a year. So if we can do a Sam Darnold, who says we can't do it with Daniel Jones?
Well, I think the one thing McCarthy can learn from him is just how to handle the media. The media is nasty out there in New York. Daniel Jones, you said he's a stand-up guy. Like, I think he did handle that portion of it pretty well. I mean, you bring him in, see how quickly he picks up the system. How was he looking in practice? Is he showing signs that maybe you want to keep him around as a backup? I don't think a lot of teams are going to be looking for him to be their long-term or even to be a starter next year. His career now looks like potentially just to be, a backup who hangs around the league for another 10, 15 years, being that guy who just jumps around and makes a lot of money.
And this is a perfect scenario. Something tells me Daniel Jones would love to just kind of go hide out for a year or two. He's still only 27 years old. If we sign him this year for pretty much nothing, he comes in, maybe backs up, maybe not, whatever. The Vikings get a good look at him. Mm-hmm. Everybody who comes to the Vikings, loves the coaching staff. All they do is rave about it. Be like, yeah, I'll sign a 1-year deal with you guys next year, a la Mitch Trubisky with the Bills or whatever, and just get my bearings right. And maybe when I'm 28, 29, maybe I hit that free agency market, see if there's any market out there for him. But this is like a win-win-win-win. except for the Vikings if he has to play. I mean,
that could definitely be a big old L. But yeah,
I like him as a backup.
Well, yeah, and for that price, why the hell not? Why the hell not? See if KLC can work some magic with him. Is that really his neck in that picture? Or did you stretch that thing out?
Nope, he's a man. He's a man. He's got a man's neck on him. And worth noting too, he wants to sign with a playoff contender, so that fits the bill as well.
Does he have any demands at all?
I don't know. I mean, teams are going to want to sign him. They're not going to be
cleared waivers. He can sign with whoever the hell he wants to, whoever shows interest. So
it's just funny that we're actually talking about it. The thought of our quarterbacks 1 and 2 being Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones. If you would have told us this like a year ago, we would have laughed you off the damn show.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, all right. Well, we're going to be belly up here in just a few minutes. So everybody hop on. Let us know what you think about the Daniel Jones in Minnesota. Do you want it to happen? Do you not? Does it make you sick? Does it make you happy? We want to hear. And also remember this, Lake Superior has an island, which has a lake, which has an island, which has a pond, which has a boulder, which when the pond floods becomes the largest island and the largest lake on the largest island and the largest lake on the largest island and the largest lake in the world.
Oh my God.